Welcome everyone, I'm back here. So this is second part of effective tips for trophy pushing. In this video I am talk about last two method, mini push session techniques. Gameplay tips is covered today. If you miss first part of this video please check description. There is a link for first part. Let's start this video. Fifth gameplay, my mini push session techniques. So, we've talked about when and where you should play, and comfortability is definitely key, because if you're not committed to play, you are definitely not gonna perform. Well, this is very important to top players. For example, here are two little methods I make, so that I feel more motivated to get where I want to, whether it's making it back up from a big tilt, or pushing to a new PB. Method 1. The multiplier. So, this is my first method. This is interesting, and it sounds so simple, but has been helping me achieve new PBs, and be consistent all week so far. Effectively, take the average number you usually rise by after a win, in cups. Mine is around 25 to 27. I decide where I want to push to, for example 4500 to 4750. This may immediately seem unreasonable, a pretty long way to go, in the eyes of many. But let's break that down. This is about 250 trophies, or 10 battles, maximum 10 battles, each taking around 3 to 4 minutes, with a little break included, means this push should only take 30 to 35 minutes in total, which honestly is not that long for that large push. This breakdown method can simply make your mind comprehend that theoretically, with 100% wins, you'll be able to push this far. Of course, getting all wins is gonna be hard, but this technique really does help you increase your trophy yield, as it makes you realize how easy the task is, if you win most of your games. So, to finalize, do the simple steps above, calculated the matches it will take, and for every win subtract 1. For every loss, you must add another win, because you need to make back the trophies you lost, and then get on to the next battle. Method 2. Break and unmake. If you have more time on your hands, give this even simpler tactic a go. Whenever you lose 2 battles in a row, watch one of those battles immediately, to get a sense of what you did wrong. Here's the important bit, you should then take a break of 25 to 30 minutes. Come back at any point after this period, begin by watching the second loss, and analyze it. After this, you can go into battle, and it should be much easier. You will also feel more relaxed and solid when playing. This theory is very useful as it will help you understand your own mistakes, and subsequently reduce the chance of you repeating them, or reduce their actual impact, since you will know how to deal with these issues next time they occur. Both these theories have been surprisingly effective for me, despite their apparent simplicity, and offer a much higher level of control over your play and the way you treat losses and mistakes. They definitely work, as I've made a point of sharing them with my clanmates, friends and generally other players before, which had helped immensely. I hope they have the same effect for you. Top Clash Royale players. Hats off to our top players' general gameplay tips. This is the section of the guide I'll talk a little about strategy, but most of this write-up is dedicated to the psychological and theoretical kind. Elixir advantages. A very basic concept that should be understood by every player. This is when you end up with more total elixir than your enemy, which can be done by using less elixir to counter their more expensive cards. A good example is arrows against minion horde. A +3 advantage is gained here. This can accumulate towards the end of a battle and give you an immense advantage, and elixir is probably the most important aspect of the entire game as a whole. This is obviously an extremely basic scenario, In a real battle, especially higher up, when things get complicated, you should be developing your separate understanding of each archetype, and how to make efficient trades against them specifically. This will help you achieve many more victories, and play more strategically. If you are still learning a deck, remember to play conservatively, and save large amounts of Elixir, to deal with stronger pushes. They are more experienced, but this will help you win, and avoid basic mistakes. For more details on getting Elixir advantages, I strongly recommend you take a look at Karis Time's Ultimate Guide to Managing Elixir Guide. Counting Elixir. Players like Colton and Hazard are exceptional at these sorts of techniques in their videos, so go and have a look. This trick involves simply subconsciously calculating how much elixir your enemy has. Now, this may appear or sound incredibly easy and basic. However, trust me, it isn't. During intense matches, you will very often completely forget to use his technique, and keeping track can be so hard. However, this is an insanely useful skill in the game, so I urge you to practice it in every game mode. This can be the key to victory. Knowing when and when not to push, or commit higher levels of elixir to your push, is so important to make sure you play safe. It will become easier to do this over time. Just remember, 1 elixir is acquired every 2.8 seconds during the first 2 minutes of a battle. Eventually you can master this technique and even count heavier beatdown players who use elixir pumps. It's very useful, and can aid you in knowing exactly when to counter push, and what to use, and at a much later stage, eventually predicting the moves they will make next, based on their card cycle and elixir, explored more below. Rotation, observation, or outcycling. Another slightly more advanced skill. This trick involves learning your enemy's deck as quickly as possible during the first 15 to 25 seconds of a battle. This means you can understand and predict when they will drop certain cards. Very useful when playing bait decks, or beatdown where they usually use Inferno at a certain time. To cycle your opponent out of a good rotation, moving slower or much faster than them is key, so that they basically go through more cards than you. This is one of the most useful techniques to use that I know so far, and can be the difference between winning and losing. When making pushes, if you can predict counters such as Skami or Goblin Gang, prediction or preemptive log or fireball is a good example. One of the first solid strategies that actually originated from predictive play was Hoglog, something I've always loved from the moment I understood it. This is a pretty basic move, and relies on you placing your hog, waiting several seconds and following it with a log. After a couple times the enemy will notice it, but you will not believe the number of times this continues to work for me in every log deck I play. The same can be done with fireball, aimed in front of the tower during the development of a push, to hit their tank or a badly placed support troop. Another common one I love is fireballing preemptively against archer players, who will almost always place them within the vicinity of their own tower. That's just asking for a fireball. Prediction play is only a tiny part of this technique. However, the best positive effects of this kind of play are that you will make your enemy panic and feel less under control, while you will be stronger and more confident about the state of the battle. It is therefore a really useful trick to learn. Conclusion: you need to remember that your attitude and skill are equally important, and that levels and general decks are not nearly as significant to the results. Also, try and have fun playing. If you like this video, please like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel. If this video gets 20 likes, it is very appreciated to me. And my next video is probably on Mega Knight, so stay tuned for next video. See you in next time. Peace.